Good morning, traders. It is Thursday, the 20th of November, 2025. Coming up on the holiday season, of course. Next Thursday is Thanksgiving here in the United States. So, just a reminder to listeners that might be overseas, going to have a short week next week. Last broadcast will be Wednesday morning. And then after that, back business as unusual on Monday, December 1st. So between now and then, we only have a couple of days. So if you'd like to take a minute and add something to the conversation, you're more than welcome to shoot me an email or message me through any of the portals that are available. You can also email me through support@netwinningtrader.com if you're interested in spending a minute just to say hello or offer some insight on the content that I produce regularly. Also, don't forget, for you brand new listeners, I'll be providing my weekly performance summary on Saturday. Jury's still out, but looks like the trading gods have not been favorable to my blood sacrifices this week, and we may end up with a down week. Jury's still out, but we'll see. First one in quite a while, by the way, in terms of closed positions. So we'll talk more on Saturday. In between now and then, though, let's get started with today's Trader's Daily Discipline. Here's our thought to get the ball rolling. It is possible to store the mind with a million facts and still be entirely uneducated. And that came from Alec Bourne, uh, British, I don't know what you'd call him. He was a gynecologist for sure, but also a bit of a maverick, and most known for performing an illegal abortion on a 14-year-old rape victim, which is, boy, is that a tender subject. Don't know if I should even mention that here in this content, but that is what he is famous for, and the resulting fallout that he had in the press and British society and all that good kind of stuff. Quite fascinating story, but definitely adult content. But I like this quote for a couple of reasons. First of all, really important for us as traders, we must always remember that trading is not about the markets. So many people miss their full potential, what they really could really could perform with, as far as their net rate of return is concerned, if they could fully grasp the concept that trading is not about the markets. It's about you and I as individuals, how we think, how we process information, how we choose to participate, the rules that we put ourselves under. See, when you really boil it down to the essential, your account balance changes, goes up or goes down, based on where you personally decide to buy or sell. It has very little to do with the market. The reasons you come to the conclusion to buy or sell put you in a position to open a trade and then decide to close the trade. Now, it's probably probably very accurate, more than 100% accurate, for us to make the assumption that we're never going to have 100% winning trades. Now, I've met guys that can put together 100% winning trades for a period of time, but over an entire trading lifetime, the probability of you scoring 100% wins is probably zero. But we all act and behave as if that's going to happen, because every time we do our charting and our analysis, we expect that to be a winning trade. But the fact is, they're not. So we don't operate on certainties, we operate on probabilities. What is the likely probability of a price change? The likely probability of a price change is 100%. It's going to make a change in price. Which direction net over a period of time is what we're all trying to figure out. That process can lead to exhaustive educational process. Study upon study upon study upon study. I've met guys that have got libraries full of information about the markets, and yet they can't trade their way out of a wet paper bag. They lose money year after year after year. Why is that? The information that we choose to focus on, therefore, must not be helpful in producing gains. Otherwise, it would have made a difference by now. See, 85% of people who open a trading account end up losing. Now, you're not going to beat the odds by doing the exact same thing all those other people are doing, using the exact same tools all those other people are using. But that's what you do when you sit down and crack a book on here's how you handle technical analysis, and you read the same book by John Murphy that everybody else has read by John Murphy that doesn't make any difference to trading and has never produced a winning trader. So how are you going to beat the odds if you're studying the same crap everybody else is studying all the time? That's what it means when Alec Bourne says that's why it's possible to store the mind with a million facts and still be entirely uneducated. Just because you know everything there is to know about point and figure charting doesn't mean you can use it. Doesn't mean you know the function behind how the theory behind it works. And that doesn't mean that you can make money. You need to look seriously at yourself in the mirror. You really do. Look at yourself with white hot heat. Be brutal. What am I doing different? What am I doing the same as everybody else? Because if you're doing the same thing as everybody else, you're on the same pathway they are. If, on the other hand, you're attempting to do something new, something different, what is that? Is it really going to lead you on the right pathway? Because you don't need to know more about the markets. You need to know more about how you think, how you reach conclusions, why you decide that something is bullish or bearish. What assumptions are you making? What misconceptions do you operate under? What illusions are you engaging in? Those are the bigger questions. So be careful over the next bit of education that you might be pondering, and ask yourself some really important questions about what it is about that information or education that you're trying to absorb. You might find that it really doesn't have anything to do with making money and it's going to be a waste of your time. If that's the case, good for you. Because I think you're going to find that making money in this business isn't the hard thing. The hard thing is understanding how to think better. And most people, of course, don't want to pay that price, which is why 99% of people are financially average, financially indifferent, and apathetic. So don't be that guy. Guys, have a great day. I will see you tomorrow on Friday. And then, of course, over the weekend, hopefully. Have a great trading day, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.